Today I'm going to take you on a tour of the Bradford Woods neighborhood. If you live in the Pittsburgh area and are wanting to buy a house, but you're not totally sure which part of town you want to live in, or if you are watching this video from out of state and you're wanting to move to Pittsburgh, then this video is for you. If you need help with your move, I would love to be your resource. Please reach out by call, text, or email. I would love to help you. So let me show you around Bradford Woods. This neighborhood is located north of the city of Pittsburgh, and it encompasses just under 1 square mile, so it's not a big neighborhood. Bradford Woods is bordered by Marshall Township in the north, south, and west, and then Pine Township to the east. This community is surrounded by Wexford, and Bradford Woods has its own zip code. As you drive through the borough, you'll notice that no two houses are alike. Homes in this neighborhood all have their own unique personality. And one of the things that I think is really special about this part of town is all of the mature trees that you'll notice throughout all of the streets. I mean, it's called Bradford Woods, so you would guess that there are a lot of trees. Bradford Woods started out as a summer getaway spot. In 1800, this land was purchased by Thomas Bradford, who came from Philadelphia, and at that time, this part of town was part of Marshall Township. The settlers who came here in the 1800s were looking for land to farm. In 1908, the Harmony Short Line came to the area. This was a streetcar that connected Harmony, Butler, and Newcastle to downtown Pittsburgh. When the Harmony Short Line came to the area, it made Bradford Woods an ideal location for summer homes just outside of the city. Eventually, people who came for the summers ended up staying year-round. It was also around that time that residents wanted to preserve the tranquility of the area, so they petitioned to separate themselves from Marshall Township. When that happened, Bradford Woods became its own borough. Bradford Woods is made up of just under 2,000 residents, and there are about 500 homes in this community. The median home value is $448,000. The median household income is just under $166,000. As I'm driving through this neighborhood, I wish you could hear the birds chirping. It's so quiet and peaceful. Residents are out taking walks with their dogs and children, and the birds are singing. It's just so nice. This neighborhood is very tranquil, and it kind of reminds me of like a Disney storybook, something that you would find in maybe Snow White, with all of the wildlife, because in addition to the birds, there are also a bunch of rabbits and squirrels that I'm seeing running around as I'm driving. Bradford Woods is part of the North Allegheny School District. This is the largest suburban school district in Allegheny County. This district serves residents from Bradford Woods, Franklin Park, Marshall Township, and McCandless. If you live in Bradford Woods and you have elementary school kids, they will start out by attending Bradford Woods Elementary School. This school was built in 1956 as a one-level, six-room building, and over the years has been expanded. It was most recently renovated in 1992 and now holds 500 students. The North Allegheny School District has 7 elementary schools, so kids from grades kindergarten through 5th grade will go to one of the elementary schools. Then there are 3 middle schools. Grades 6 through 8 will attend one of those middle schools. There's an intermediate high school for grades 9 and 10, and then a senior high school for grades 11 and 12. So it's a big school district. Each graduating class has over 600 students. According to the U.S. News and World Report, in 2023, North Allegheny ranked as the 10th best district in the Pittsburgh area and the 25th best district in all of Pennsylvania. And obviously different sources have different criteria for how they rank their school district, but niche.com is another ranking site, and they actually rank North Allegheny as the #1 school district. I also wanted to show you these adorable townhouses that are in the village of Bradford Woods. I mean, look at this street. Talk about charming. These townhouses are located on a quiet, dead-end street, and I bet that 2 cars couldn't even pass on this street. It's just so quiet and serene back here. So peaceful. I absolutely love it. To give you a sense of pricing on these townhouses, recently a 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhouse sold for $300,000. And then there was a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhouse that sold for $350,000. Now we're driving on Seldom Seen Road. I feel like this is one of the more well-known streets in Bradford Woods, and not really for any particular reason. It just seems like a lot of people know Seldom Seen. Houses on this street don't sell very often, but just to give you a sense of pricing, a year ago, a 2-bedroom brick house sold for $385,000. And then there's currently a 4-bedroom, 2,000 square foot house that's under contract for around $550,000. We won't know the exact sale price until it actually sells. So this little side street off of Seldom Seen is Booth Bay Harbor. They're all townhouses on this street, and they also don't sell very often. The most recent sale here was in 2021. There was a townhouse that was 2,400 square feet with 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and 2 partial baths. That sold for $370,000. Before that sale in 2021, the second most recent sale was in 2017. So there's really not a lot of turnovers in these townhouses. As you can see, pretty much all of the houses have big mature trees, and it's a very woodsy setting. There also aren't any planned communities in Bradford Woods, so no housing subdivisions, and all of the houses and lots are pretty well spread out and have a lot of privacy. If you live in Bradford Woods, the majority of your shopping and dining will probably be around Route 19. This is a 4-lane highway that goes north to south throughout Pittsburgh. Probably go to Cranberry, Pine Township, and Wexford. So here's a look at Route 19. Here we're in Cranberry and driving south toward Pine Township and Wexford. You can also get on the Pennsylvania Turnpike right here, so that's super convenient. And this is just a 10-minute drive from Bradford Woods. So I grew up in Franklin Park, which is about 10 minutes from this area, and 10 minutes from Bradford Woods. And I always remember thinking that Cranberry in this area was so chaotic and congested and just getting so built up, and that there was a lot of traffic. But now, as I'm older, I really appreciate this area for how convenient it is. And my husband says the same thing. He's from Upper St. Clair, which is in the South Hills, and he agrees that the North Hills, it's newer, but it was just built to accommodate more people. In this area, there's a 4-lane highway, and the lanes are all wider, and all of the shopping and dining that you need is here. So now that we live in this area, my husband says how accessible everything is and how easy it is to live here because everything that you need is just a few minutes away. There's tons of grocery stores, restaurants, doctor's offices, and then they even have a hospital in Wexford through Allegheny Health Network, which is just a few years old. And I do still hold my opinion that sometimes this area gets very congested. And if you try to drive along here during rush hour or at certain times on the weekends, there's a lot of traffic and, you might get frustrated hitting every red light. But if you just plan accordingly, there are times when I come through here and it's a breeze. I get all the green lights. It's super easy to get around. And I do agree with my husband's comment that this area is more convenient than some of the South Hills neighborhoods because this is just newer and, like I said, built to accommodate more people, whereas a lot of the South Hills neighborhoods are older. If you like this tour of Bradford Woods, then you should check out my next video about Franklin Park. This is a neighborhood right down the street, and they have a lot of overlapping shopping, dining, and things to do. Check out that video, and I'll see you next time.